Hello and welcome to Emma Reads Reddit. Today I'm reading from r/Today I Fucked Up. This first one was posted by user Squeaky Clean Nose Down. Today I fucked up by using the nuclear option in a game of Monopoly. It was a 4-player family game of Monopoly. My brother, our parents and I were playing, and I wasn't doing well. I wasn't bankrupt or heavily mortgaged yet, but I could tell that if something drastic didn't change in the next 3 turns or so, I was toast. I didn't have any monopolies, but I did have a couple 2 out of 3 properties, New York and St James being the standouts, and a couple scattered here or there. My brother was the clear favourite at this point, with my dad in clear second. My mom was losing right along with me. It was my turn and I was trying to arrange a favourable trade. I'm negotiating with my dad. I have a property that'll give him another monopoly. He has a card that'll give me a monopoly. We both have enough money and side properties to even things up afterwards. With a good trade here, we'd have both had a higher chance of winning, significantly cutting into my brother's lead. Seems like it should have been a slam dunk, right? But no, my dad is pushing for the most ridiculous trades possible and outright refuses to trade away those properties that are most valuable to me. If I don't get a monopoly out of this, I might as well not even bother with a trade. I'm getting frustrated as the negotiation stalls, but I get an idea. A terrible, terrible idea. I say to my dad, "Dad, I'm clearly in the weaker position here, but right now that just means I have less to lose. So here's the deal. If I don't get a trade from you that gives me a monopoly, I'm going to sell all my properties to brother for $1. Dad didn't like that at all, and there was no trade. He also probably didn't expect me to carry through, but immediately after, I sold all my deeds to my brother for $1, and my dad lost any chance whatsoever of winning the game. Dad isn't speaking to me right now. Was that a supremely dickish move to play? Yep, I'm feeling a little vindicated though for not letting myself be pushed around when I was the little guy. But will anyone ever want to play Monopoly with me again? I kinda doubt it. Sounds to me as though you all take this game far too seriously. Down in the comments, Fuming says, I thought nuclear option was flip the table. So did I. The Amazing Spider fan says, people always get mad at me if I table flip when things aren't going well. They say, that's not very adult, or that was a massive overreaction, or God damn it, mistakes happen, but you can't do that, you're a surgeon. This next one was posted by user Purple Womat. Today I fucked up by flashing the sweep for 30 minutes straight. A few months ago, I, overweight middle-aged female, had the sweep out to do my chimney. Since we were social distancing, I sat on the edge of the sofa at the other end of the room. You know, the way you do, legs apart, elbows on your knees, making awkward conversation through masks and over the noise of big vacuums. He wasn't much of a talker and I was a bit miffed with the whole experience, to be honest. Felt that he was very rushed, didn't do a good job, just wanted to get out. New fella, youngster. Made a note to give him a bad review on Google. Then, when I was going to bed that night, I discovered a massive split in my pants at the crotch. And no, I wasn't wearing knickers at the time. Let's just say that he got a stellar review on Google for professionalism under extremely difficult circumstances. Down in the comments, Reb678 says, so would you say he was a hard worker? PM me your nudes, BBWS. Chips in with, more than likely, though he sounded like he may have been a bit stiff on the job that day. Miss Quigley says, I would have forgiven him. I'm not a fire truck says, come on guys, settle down. This next story was posted by Alexaho. Today I fucked up by classically conditioning my puppy. Last week, me and my family got a puppy for the first time. He likes to follow us around the house and is generally near me. I also happen to have IBS, which has been aggravated by the stress of having a new puppy and has apparently decided to manifest itself by me farting incessantly. I'm not talking about quiet farts. I mean these loud lawnmower engine sounding farts that you would not expect to come out of a very small girl. Since these farts are rather embarrassing, I've taken to jokingly blaming them on the puppy. Who wouldn't? Whenever I fart in front of my family and he's around, which is most of the time, I would lightly say his name in a scandalised voice. This would usually result in him walking over to me. So of course, when my adorable puppy comes over, I would pet him and kiss him. Yesterday, I was home alone with him, and he was on the other side of the room. I let out a roaring fart, but since I was alone, I didn't say his name to blame it on him. However, as soon as he heard it, he still walked right over to me and sat down, tail wagging, waiting to be pet, which is when I realised I accidentally trained my dog to associate my farts with coming over to me and getting pet. That's a pretty funny fuck up which is going to last, 10 to 13 years. Hilarious. This one was posted by user Chained Eagle. Today I fucked up by telling my girlfriend's dad that our relationship was in decline and I would be asking his permission to have an affair. This happened last month during a staycation in the UK with my girlfriend's family. My girlfriend, her mum and her sister decided to go shopping for the day. Her dad, sister's boyfriend and I headed for the pub. We were about 3 pints in when the fuck up began. Girlfriend's dad asks, "Oh Pete, how long have you and my daughter been together now?" Me, "Almost 6 years." Girlfriend's dad, "Wow, that long already? No 7-year itch yet?" Here's where it starts to unravel. I couldn't recall the exact meaning of the phrase 7-year itch, but I thought it was meant to be a tongue-in-cheek question, basically asking if my girlfriend was getting impatient about when I was to propose and when we would get married. Except, it doesn't mean that at all. Me, "Yes, in fact, I have been thinking about it more and more recently and I expect it to be on the cards soon. Of course, when the time comes, I will ask for your blessing." My girlfriend's dad choked a bit on his beer and stared at me blankly, visibly uncomfortable. I smiled and took another sip of my beer. We finished up and headed home. After dinner that night, I asked my girlfriend if her dad was okay as he seemed off with me. I briefed her on the conversation in the pub. She stopped me halfway through, with a huge grin on her face, struggling to contain her laughter. She went on to explain that the phrase 7-year itch is in fact a saying of popular belief that after 7 years, a relationship or marriage declines and often results in one or both parties having an affair. So in essence, I told my girlfriend's father that I had been thinking about the decline of our relationship and when the time came, I would be asking his blessing to sleep with other women. Thankfully, my future in-laws are good people. Once I explained my fuck up and apologised, they laughed it off and we forgot about it. This last one was posted by user The Draconian Knight. Today I fucked up by trying to defend myself and actually being the attacker. A little background about me to make some things make sense. I am a 20-year-old, 6'4", 250-pound male. I regularly carry a knife on me since I've been mugged before and don't really want to be in that situation without a knife again. I played ice hockey for 10 years, so I am decently athletic looking and I work for a medical warehouse company. My workday is 2:30 to 11 PM and it is a manual labour in a warehouse with no AC. So today when I got to work there was almost no parking spots except for the ones about as far away as you can get from the warehouse entrance. I was running late, so instead of looking for a closer one I parked and hurried inside. Thursday shift over and I'm exhausted and start to walk out to my car. I notice a few things. 1. I parked so far away that my car is about 100 foot away from the closest light source. 2. Someone was sitting in the smoker's gazebo outside, but wasn't smoking. 3. As I pass the gazebo and get around 30 feet away, headed for my truck, the person in the gazebo stands up and leaves, following me. I internally panic because again, I've been mugged before. So I pick up my pace and eventually so do they. I'm a little past the final light source before my truck and I hear the guy call out and start jogging towards me. Adrenaline kicked in and without thinking at all I pull out my knife, turn around and run at the guy screaming bloody murder. If the guy wanted a fight, I was going to give him a fight, or hopefully be intimidating enough to scare them away. As it turns out, this guy absolutely did not want a fight. Not at all. And he turned around and started sprinting towards the warehouse screaming. I'm pumping with adrenaline. I think my idea worked, so I keep running at him, hoping to make sure he never does this to me again. I see the security guard make his way outside, and after seeing us starts to run over. In my head I'm thinking, oh good, he can stop this guy and I can figure out what he wanted from me. But no, to this guy, and honestly, any sensible person who would have seen this to be honest, all he sees is a 6'4" psychopath running at a scared 5'8"-ish dude with a knife. Next thing I know, every muscle in my body tenses up and I skid across the pavement face first. I've never been tased before this, and it was quite the surprise. The guy I'm chasing runs inside and the security guard cuffs me and calls 911. After a police ride and questioning from all three parties, the dude decides not to press charges as he was extremely kind and understanding and felt bad that I got tased over a misunderstanding. So what happened? The dude had left his lights on during work and his car was dead. I had the only other truck in the parking lot at 11, and so he was waiting for the owner of it to come out to ask for a jump. I genuinely have no idea if one of the smaller cars could have jumped his truck, but to be honest, I'd probably have done the same thing. Once he realised I was walking to the truck, he ran up to me to catch up and ask for help, and that's when I went nuts. I'm back at the warehouse needing some new pants. Rule 4, being tased sucks. And a few band-aids, sitting in my car at 1:30ish AM. Hoping you'll all get a kick out of this. Can't wait to explain it to my parents. I don't think the fuck-up was running at the guy with a knife, it was carrying a knife in the first place, but at least you were lucky enough to come out at the other end with a funny story. It could have ended up a lot worse than you tased on the floor, pissing or crapping your pants. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed what you have heard, please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of the daily content from Emma Reads Reddit. See you tomorrow!